Hello everyone. So myself Shahanur Rahman, student of 4th professional year, Lakhimpur College of Veterinary Science, Assam Agricultural University. Today I am going to give a presentation on carbohydrate engorgement. So the definition of the disease is: it is an acute disease which is characterized by indigestion, rumen stasis, dehydration, acidosis, toxemia, incoordination, collapse, and frequently death. So the synonyms of the disease are rumen overloaded, grain overloaded, infection of rumen, lactic acidosis, ruminal acidosis, and ruminitis. So coming to etiology, it is caused by ingestion of excess amount of carbohydrate-rich grains like rice, wheat, corn, and barley. The common causes are ingestion of apple, grapes, bread, baker's dough, sugar bean, molasses, and brewer grain. So the picture shows how the cattle are being overfed by grains. So coming to epidemiology, it occurs throughout the world. The mostly affected species are cattle, buffalo, and sheep. Grains are considered much more toxic when ground finely or even crushed because it exposes the starch component of grain to ruminal microflora. The amount of feed required to produce acute illness depends on the kinds of grains that are being fed to the cattle, previous exposure of the animal with that grain, nutritional status of the animal, morbidity is 10 to 20%, and fatality of the disease is 30 to 40% in treated cases and 90% in untreated cases. So pathogenesis of the disease is ingestion of highly fermentable fat. After ingestion, there is an increase of concentration of volatile fatty acid, and after that the rumen pH and mortality decreases. And due to the decrease in pH and mortality, there is an increased number of Streptococcus bovis and production of more lactic acid. After that, the rumen pH become 5 and the rumen protozoa are killed. Then the rumen mortality increases. Due to the increase in rumen mortality, there is a withdrawal of lots of fluids from circulation into the rumen, and due to the withdrawal of fluid from the rumen, dehydration occurs and the engorgement occurs in the rumen. So other complications are the lactic acid is absorbed into blood, due to which pH of blood falls and metabolic acidosis develops. High concentration of lactic acid in the rumen and low rumen pH cause ruminitis. So coming to clinical findings, the cattle which are affected by the disease, in that condition, the body temperature of the affected animals decreases to 98 to 101 degree Fahrenheit. Acute colic syndrome like restlessness, kicking at the belly, frequent lying down and getting up, enlargement of left paralumbar fossa region, anorexia, collapse, and ultimately death. Heart and pulse rate becomes 120 to 140 times per minute. After 12 to 24 hours, diarrhea occurs with foul smelling, pasty, and watery faces. Dehydration due to withdrawal of fluid from circulation into rumen. Affected animal lie down and head turned into flank or lateral leguminously. So here is the picture that shows the how the cattle lies down after being severely affected by the carbohydrate engorgement. So coming to necropsy finding, ruminitis, edematous papillae of rumen, congestion, hemorrhagic ulcer and gangrene. Also abomascitis, enteritis, abscesses in the liver and cerebral edema may also observe. So this picture shows the ruminitis in cattle which is affected by carbohydrate engorgement. So coming to diagnosis, the disease is diagnosed by history of ingestion of excess grain, clinical symptoms, examination of ruminal fluid, pH becomes 2.5 and absence of normal protozoa, and various biochemical examination like serum protein and many others. So coming to differential diagnosis, it is differentiated from per acute toxemic conditions such as metritis and coliform mastitis. Also it is differentiated from blood, which is differentiated by history of eating carbohydrates, rich feed and characteristic symptoms which are helpful to differentiate from blood. Also from milk fever, severe recumbent cases may resemble with hypocalcemia in dairy cow. Also poisoning by salt, cyanides, nitrate, lead or arsenic, which might have clinical signs similar to those of acute grain overloaded. Also it is differentiated from gastrointestinal accidents and salmonellosis. In salmonellosis there is high fever and pneumonia. So coming to treatment, the principles of treatments are correction of ruminal and systemic acidosis, preventive of further production of lactic acid, restoration of fluid and electrolyte losses, maintenance of circulation blood volume, restoration of stomach and intestinal motility to normal. So line of treatments are initially 5% sodium bicarbonate should be given intravenously at the rate 5 liter per 450 kg body weight. During next 6 to 12 hours a balanced electrolyte is given. For antibiotic we can give procaine penicillin G at the rate 22,000 U per kg body weight, which is given intramuscularly at least for 5 days. So we can also give thiamine intramuscularly to facilitate metabolism of L-lactate via pyruvate oxidation. So fluid therapy is given intravenously to restore the fluid losses. So we can also give antihistaminic like antihistamine at the rate 30 to 50 mg of total dose should be given intramuscularly. We should give NSAID like megludine at the rate 1.1 to 2.2 mg per kg body weight intramuscularly. Fluoroton bolus should be given which restore normal rumen environment, and ruminal removal of rumen content and replacement with ingesta taken from healthy animal is necessary. So and also ruminectomy should be done to remove all ingested grains, or rumen lavage may be accomplished with a large stomach tube if sufficient water is available, and wash out the rumen 15 to 20 times using warm water with siphon. So for control, gradual adaptation to increase concentrate feed. We should give alkalizing agent in the ration. Allow more than 10% good quality roughage in the diet, and restrict water intake for first 18 to 24 hours. So differences are all the informations have been collected from the given points. So thank you, thanks to all.